By 2026, the 60-second video has evolved into the industry's default format, locking brands into a high-volume cycle demanding an ongoing, relentless stream of content. A single core idea now undergoes constant fragmentation into dozens of aspect ratios, localized versions, and platform-specific loops, a process that repeats on a daily basis. To survive this volume, studios are pushing their pipelines into overdrive, relying on artificial intelligence and real-time 3D rendering just to keep their deliverables moving. The heavy pivot toward automation has created a pervasive anxiety among creative professionals. Many fear these systems will hollow out the industry, replacing artists with algorithms and flooding our feeds with sterile, indistinguishable content. However, data from leading studios reveals a different strategy. The most successful teams use automation to systemize production, freeing their designers to focus more intensely on human craftsmanship. To understand this shift, we have to look at how artificial intelligence and real-time rendering engines like Unreal and Unity are actually deployed on the studio floor. These tools act as floor raisers, elevating the initial concept phase. AI automates hours of rote labor in seconds. Real-time 3D rendering removes offline processing wait times. Designers tweak cameras and see results instantly, gaining massive time for iteration. Eliminating the waiting and the grinding repositions the designer's role. Instead of performing manual labor, designers oversee the process with high-level directorial intent. Because these tools make it effortless to output a photorealistic image, visual perfection has lost its novelty. A flawless digital render often feels cold to an audience. In response, we are seeing an industry-wide return to tactile aesthetics, with motion designers deliberately reintroducing the look of handmade art. Designers now inject intentional imperfections back into their work. They overlay rough paper textures, simulate chunky stop-motion clay, and apply thick synthetic film grain. These imperfections function as psychological cues, signaling to the audience that a real, breathing person was involved in the creation. This desire for depth has led to a highly efficient hybrid workflow. Studios are dropping rotating 3D elements directly into flat 2D compositions, achieving spatial realism without the overhead of a full 3D pipeline. That same attention to detail is pouring into user interfaces through tiny micro-interactions, animations that react contextually as a user clicks or scrolls. These thoughtful little responses make the digital space feel responsive and alive. The most memorable modern design is achieved by colliding the cold efficiency of an automated pipeline with the warm intimacy of human-centric details. The pressure of the 2026 content machine is a permanent fixture of the industry. The volume of work required to remain visible will only increase. Studios thriving under this pressure treat technology as the currency required to buy back the hours needed for genuine craftsmanship. Achieving visual perfection has become easy, which makes purposeful design the new standard for quality. Creative professionals and brand marketers must adopt AI and Unreal Engine as the foundational systems required for survival. Mastering the speed of the machine is the only way a studio can afford the luxury of a genuine human touch.